I think this has been a profound year with the adoption of an approval. The U.S. SEC fought tooth and nail to not approve a Bitcoin ETF. They were forced by the court to do so. In January, that went live. And again, billions of dollars of people who wanted exposure to this asset class moved in. Look, I think the long-term trends for crypto, whether it's because of inflationary dynamics, whether it's because of positive regulatory dynamics, the long-term trends for crypto, I think, are very positive. In some ways, it's taken longer to play out than I would have forecasted 10 years ago when I got in the industry. And in some ways, it's actually it's larger than I might have forecasted. Right?
Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse predicts that XRP will experience substantial growth in 2025, fueled by shifting market dynamics, rising frustration with the SEC's lack of transparency, and the demand for frictionless daily payments. With projections estimating the global cryptocurrency market will reach $2.5 trillion, digital currencies are well positioned to disrupt traditional financial systems. A pivotal moment was the court-mandated approval of a Bitcoin ETF, allowing billions of dollars to flow into crypto markets and demonstrating that regulatory resistance is gradually giving way to consumer demand. The long-term outlook for the cryptocurrency sector remains optimistic, driven by inflationary pressures and improving regulatory frameworks. Although adoption has taken longer than expected, the scale of progress today surpasses many early projections. XRP and other crypto assets benefit from the growing recognition that different blockchains excel in specific use cases, such as remittances, smart contracts, and digital identity solutions. Market consolidation is expected, with the most efficient networks becoming dominant, reducing the need for the thousands of tokens circulating. Garlinghouse underscores regulatory challenges, particularly those involving the SEC, are only temporary obstacles. Under current SEC leadership, chaired by Gary Gensler, the agency has been widely criticized for a lack of transparency, with courts even sanctioning the commission for misleading conduct. However, Garlinghouse believes leadership changes will create a more crypto-friendly regulatory environment. Once uncertainty clears, institutional investments and consumer adoption are expected to increase significantly, positioning XRP as a key player in the evolving financial landscape. As seen with the development of the internet, predicting the full potential of blockchain technology is impossible. Just as early internet users could not foresee the emergence of streaming services, online banking, or the gig economy, the same applies to blockchain. Over the next decade, blockchain solutions will unlock innovations beyond imagination. XRP and other digital assets are poised to overcome current regulatory challenges and are also on track to drive the next phase of financial transformation. If you want to stay updated and understand what the top Bitcoin and cryptocurrency investors and leading thought leaders of our time are thinking, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications for more videos like this.
Like 30,000 foot view, because it's so volatile, right? Every year, you got your boom, you got your bust. They're getting, the swings have changed since the early days. Where are we at right now?
Yeah. Well, look, I think this has been a profound year with the adoption of an approval. The U.S. SEC fought tooth and nail to not approve a Bitcoin ETF. They were forced by the court to do so. In January, that went live. And again, billions of dollars of people who wanted exposure to this asset class moved in. Look, I think the long-term trends for crypto, whether it's because of inflationary dynamics, whether it's because of positive regulatory dynamics, the long-term trends for crypto, I think, are very positive. In some ways, it's taken longer to play out than I would have forecasted 10 years ago when I got in the industry. And in some ways, it's actually it's larger than I might have forecasted, right? You're talking about somewhere around $2.5 trillion is the total market.
It's extraordinary.
And look, I have said publicly before, to much criticism, there's something like 15,000 tokens. I don't know that the world needs 15,000 tokens, but there is a segment, a category of there will be multiple winners here. That different chains are more efficient for different use cases, and that's normal and to be expected.
Yeah.
I think that the U.S., as the largest economy in the world, eventually will get this right. Eventually, we will have a different chair of the SEC who is not fighting the very laws that he is championing. I mean, look, one of the things that he and I were talking about backstage, I'll just share with you, the United States SEC literally puts people in jail for not providing accurate transparency. Yet we have in this SEC a reluctance to provide transparency. They won't respond to Freedom of Information Act requests. They have been sanctioned by a judge here in Utah about a case where their prosecutors lied to the court. It's really depressing when you peel the onion back to see how this SEC, they're supposed to be working for us, the people, and it's so frustrating. But back to your core question, this will be a speed bump. 5 years from now, we'll look back and Gary Gensler will be in the rearview mirror, and the markets will continue to grow. There'll be more successful use cases and technologies. And look, who could have predicted some of the use cases of the IP networks? As we sit here today, and you and I have been involved in this industry the internet industry a long time, you could not have predicted some of the use cases.
That's right.
The same thing will happen with blockchain. You cannot predict. If you move the marginal cost of a payment to zero, it will surprise you how payments will be unlocked. I'll give you one little tiny example that people talk about. People, why do we get paid every 2 weeks in the United States?
Yep, expensive.
It's because of the friction of running payroll from 50 years ago. People don't know to run a check run every day. Well, why don't we pay people every day? And what would happen if we paid people every day? Well, then you could pay your credit card every day or your mortgage every day. And that would change the dynamics and cost of mortgages. And how would that actually change how often you pay your mortgage instead of once a month? And my point in saying all this is you can't imagine how some of these dynamics will unlock 10 years from now. Yep. And if you and I are on the stage in 10 years, we'll be talking about things that we can't predict. And that's why I'm so bullish about the future of crypto.
Brad Garlinghouse highlights the critical role of stablecoins, such as USDT and USDC, in the cryptocurrency market, emphasizing their ability to provide stability and facilitate seamless transactions. Currently, Tether leads the market with a $120 billion valuation, and projections suggest that the stablecoin sector could grow to between $2 to $3 trillion in the coming years, indicating their increasing relevance for everyday payments. Ripple has already integrated stablecoins into its payment network across multiple corridors, enhancing customer currency flexibility. Garlinghouse indicates Ripple's plans to explore the stablecoin market further, aiming to launch compliant solutions by Q3. Ripple's move into stablecoins also positions it to offer tailored solutions for financial institutions. Garlinghouse notes that Ripple's technology could enable banks to create custom stablecoins on the XRPL ledger, giving them a competitive edge in the evolving landscape. This would allow institutions like Bank of America or Wells Fargo to deploy branded digital currencies, enhancing operational efficiency. The ability to integrate such solutions directly onto the XRPL makes Ripple a valuable partner for financial entities exploring blockchain-based innovations.
It's shocking to me as a kid who grew up in Kansas that somehow a technology like this has become a partisan issue.
Yeah.
Why would we have a Republican versus Democrat dynamic around innovation? Like, we should want technology that reduces cost, improves efficiency. The fact that this became partisan, I think really, the patient zero on that is Elizabeth Warren, who uses as a campaign talking point that all crypto is used for bad acts and et cetera, which is absolutely provably not the case.
Yep.
But now you have, in a somewhat crazy way, a dynamic where the Republicans are pro-crypto and a bunch of Democrats are anti-crypto. I'll give credit to a Fortune reporter who's one of the first people I saw tweet out, this is Jeff John Roberts, tweeted out that Biden will gain 0 votes for being anti-crypto, and Trump will gain tens of thousands, I don't know what he said exactly, but many votes for being pro-crypto. I agree with that tweet, and it makes no sense to me. And there are leading Democrats who I think are trying to solve this and leading in. I was at a crypto roundtable in Washington, D.C., led by a California rep named Ro Khanna, Mark Cuban. It was about 25 people. Anita Dunn, in a personal capacity, who works directly for Joe Biden, was in the group, as was Mark Cuban, the senator from New York, Gillibrand. So look, I think there's some leading Democrats recognizing that maybe got this wrong. I was sitting next to a different representative, who I'll leave unnamed, who said that he was there largely to do a mea culpa. He's like, I got this wrong, and I had looked at this the wrong way. And I do think it's because people believe the bullshit.
Yeah.
They have people espousing things that just are plainly not true, and they believe it. They have to learn for themselves how crypto is really being used. There's a lot of very good actors in this space that are trying to follow the rules of the road, and we've been asking for 5 years, give us clear rules of the road.
Yeah.
When the United States government sues you, it's a scary time.
I bet.
And we're a U.S. company based largely in San Francisco at the time, and I was very nervous about what the future of Ripple would hold, and what the growth prospects. And I will tell you, one of the things, also maybe we didn't talk about publicly at the time, but we had really high turnover of employees that first few months, because I think a lot of employees were like, "Whoa,
freaked out."
I'm out. It ended up being that the 2 years after we got sued were record years for Ripple because we just went outside the United States.
Yep.
The products we're selling, the solutions we're enabling are very global. And if you look at our business now, 95% of our customers are non-US. From a payment volume, it's largely non-US. And that's sad. You know, actually, even you kind of alluded to this, we made a strategic and conscious decision that, you know, about 75% of our hiring over the last 2 years has been non-US.
Yeah.
You know, why do you want to hire people here when your market is not here? You want to be closer to your customer. You've heard a lot about customer centricity in the panels and discussions over the last day and a half or day. And, you know, that's sad to me that we're offering high-paying jobs and we're doing a lot less hiring in the United States. We've still grown in the U.S., but again, you know, when 75% of your hiring is non-U.S., that's a sad reality. So what you do when that happens, when you don't have clarity, is you go to where there is clarity.
Right.
And you have markets like Japan, you have markets like the Middle East, UAE, Dubai, Singapore. You know, I highlighted the European Union earlier, certainly the UK. These are not random small countries and markets. And the U.S. has just been way behind on this, and I do think the United States Securities and Exchange Commission could be a leader in solving this, and instead they're going to. I think the history books will look at this SEC administration as being Luddites.
Looking forward, the outlook for XRP and the cryptocurrency market is optimistic. By 2025, XRP will likely benefit from a shifting regulatory landscape and growing consumer demand for efficient digital payments. As the global cryptocurrency market approaches $2.5 trillion, XRP's potential for growth will be fueled by institutional investments and enhanced regulatory clarity. The evolution of blockchain technology promises innovations that will transform finance, positioning XRP as a significant player in reshaping economic systems and everyday transactions. Given these developments, how do you view the current state of the crypto market? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, ensure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you want to know more about how government policies are impacting Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, then you have to watch this video next.